Hello there.
Hello there. This is a Star Trek stream. There you go. There's the intro. We're done. How's the weather?
It was reasonable weather today. Had to go out sorting my computer. So, yeah, there's that.
Cool. Cool. So I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that emotes I have to ban from the chat. But the good news is the reason I have to ban them is because it breaks something that I think will make the stream either a lot better or way worse. Elizabeth or Andy, could you say something? Just type something in. That'd be great. This will either be... It's like... Do you remember in the Sorcerer's Stone, namely the stone that was not used for philosophy? Oh, did it work? Why didn't it work? Dang it. It was working when I tested this last night.
I assume the chat's gonna be read out.
It's supposed to be read out in the voice of Mark Twain. Dang it. Look, we're not starting the episode until this works. Commands are set up. It says to Mark Twain. Like, I can... Hang on. Why? Settings. Voice alien. Mark, are you set up properly, Mark? Let me do a test message.
This is a test message.
Okay, that went through. That's some random Microsoft Azure voice. I don't care about that one. It was going to be such a cool reveal. Where? Maybe it's because I tried setting up a command thing. Let me get rid of the command part. You'd have so much Mark Twain. Mark, why aren't you working? We're working before Mark. What the heck? Let me see if 11 Labs is even registering it. No, it's not passing through to 11 Labs. Why are we not passing through to 11 Labs? Why does software always break?
Because that's what it's there for.
Maybe it's because I didn't press... I shouldn't have to press save on that. I don't know why this isn't working.
It's like I didn't know why my computer isn't working. Still at the moment, it's going to be looked at.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Oh, countless times.
OBS says it's connected to the WebSocket, so that's working. Oh, it's not connected. It disconnected from my account. Okay, now it should work.
Maybe he only wants to talk about the mighty Mississippi.
Yes, Soma, did you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's going through to Discord. Yes, I need to turn up the volume, but it's working. Mark, welcome back. Okay, so the first episode is the Empath. That's what Mark sounds like when he laughs. So, just to test, if you put in like the Vulcan salute emote, he doesn't like it. He just goes like, and that's it. The Microsoft Azure voices work with emotes. So if we switch to those, that would be fine, but Mark doesn't like them. Yeah, the empath. Everybody get ready to press play. It's about an empath that they're torturing, so you know, not super cool of them. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Because this solves 3 problems. First problem, I find it really, really hard to remember to look at text chats, especially when I'm like talking to people in voice chat. And then when I do look, it's like, how long ago is the message? Is it weird to respond to it now? What's the deal? And then, I don't know, man. But if it's Mark Twain and it just speaks to us, it's all
This is
good.
from the very first episode of TOS.
Oh,
This
yeah.
location.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this set is from every location.
True, but that
Work
specific
close over
location
here.
was pretty much exactly the first episode.
Wait, Mark just tried to say something. What the heck? Mark, are you good? I like the cobwebs. So, do the cobwebs imply that the colonists brought spiders? Also, why is now OBS is broken? Why is
Same set,
it's
different
not
color and
blurred? It's
lighting.
just gone. Okay, well, apparently I can display to you my OBS, so that's cool. I updated OBS last night and now it's broken. Okay, now it's not blurry. Okay, look, we're not look, the entire stream is broken. I updated OBS and now it's broken. So we're just gonna have this Starfield effect. Is it the super speed race again? They had the sound effect. Same thing that's happening to you, I guess. Okay, so this is a teleportation thing, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of nice that they use the same effect on the video form. So you see literally initially in the video, and then you see the effect across your entire screen.
I have no idea what you just said. It's nice that they use the same video effect, but after that, no, it's gone.
It's nice to use the same video effect on the screen, and then on your own video screen, or as in overlaying the entire image. So they used it in two different. Well, they use it in both places in the same way. So you did it twice,
Yeah.
but it looks different.
So when I updated OBS, the reason we can't have the blurred screen is because you need a plugin to blur a video source, and the plugin is not compatible with this version of OBS.
Ah.
So I can just like play the episode on stream, that's fine. But it's, not fine.
Did you update the OBS in the middle of a stream?
I updated it last night.
Ah.
So this episode, what is this episode about? There's an empathic lady, but not like in a Troy way. Well, kind of in a Troy way. In a season 1 Troy way. And apparently the best way to torture an empath is to torture just literally anyone else.
Yes.
Very efficient.
You could tell they needed to save money on sets for this episode. Because the background is nothing
Aye,
but
Scooby.
a black curtain.
Is she totally useless? Evening, all.
Hey
Mark's
guys.
still a little quiet. Let me give another boost to Mark.
I recently watched the Zatar episode, which was so terrible, but
But how many lights were there in the lights of Zatar?
they did a really good job actually of showing how alternate dimensions work. TNG is actually TOS is a really advanced show, despite not having a budget for a lot of this stuff.
Bones, you don't know that. You don't know she's harmless. She could have a gun. She could have a knife. She could be
Yeah,
really
that's
rude.
so Spock is like, well, the sandbats are harmless until they're not.
Oh, she's doing some acting. That's okay. I know where this episode is going.
We're gonna get some good. Oh, we're gonna get some Shatner acting in this episode.
And not just from Shatner. Yeah, it's called a ship, dude. People, you're not the only ones with ships. I wonder if this is like a subspace domain like they did in TNG.
Start trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Wow, Mark is really
Shocking.
inconsistent with his volume. Her species can't speak? Well, she looks, human. What be Shatner, she has ears.
Yeah.
You don't need to be able to say words to understand words. No, Bones, that's needlessly confusing. You can't have Gem and Jim.
Man, oh man, this is so evolved. The 60s was awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, God, Mark is
How
trying
about
so
a
hard.
pen and paper?
Oh yeah, it could. Well, does Universal Translator work on written text? I assume she doesn't speak English. Federation Standard. Also, these people look suspiciously similar to the cage aliens.
Assuming she can write. Well, the iPhone can translate text.
All right, we might not be able to use Mark. I might have to just use a generic voice, because Mark's volume is fluctuating all over the place.
Worth trying, I suppose?
Shoot to kill. Shoot to kill.
Kirk, shoot them! You fool! This is what happens when you delay.
Will you use the Colt 45 on Mark?
Yes, I will. Colt 45 Mark, that seems good. I don't have a gunshot sound effect. Soma, I know you have a soundboard. If you have a gunshot, if you could play that real quick, that'd be great. I can't seem to stand. Alright, I swapped out Mark.
Acting.
This is very convincing. I like the aliens, though. They're just doing their job. They're being pragmatic. They're chill.
In the great cosmic tapestry of the universe, my voice ebbs and flows like the great Mississippi River.
Oh yeah, since we shot Mark again, God, I love the idea of having the chat just be Mark, but I can't set up the specific voice settings that he needs in 11. It doesn't hook into the 11 Labs API like that. It just sends it as default settings, so it doesn't really work. Sometimes it works. Oh no, oh no. Oh, this is just Shatner, isn't it? I wonder if she watched the show and she got her acting tips from Shatner. That I have questions.
He
The
transferred
first
his
one is
injury to her.
the first one is why would a species evolve this?
True.
Also, I think the second question is going to
That
be why would
music
she
is
do
trippy.
that? But it looks like it's answered by she can just heal herself. Super easy, not a problem.
He's a
Very
very
convenient.
literal empath.
Not all evolutions are positive.
Okay, but usually all evolutions like make
The
sense
doctor
on
is
some
right
form.
there. Why isn't he treating them? Hee hee.
The doctor doesn't treat people. The doctor just hangs out. When was the last time the doctor actually cured someone of anything? I have no idea. I remember him delivering a baby. Jim, why are you holding her hand? She knows how to walk. You don't have to lead her.
She just woke up. She's like Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, look at that. Wait, that thing in the foreground. Is that actually like when people pour an molten aluminum into an anthill?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
He does say
separate
he's dead,
tools,
Jim,
like-
an awful lot.
and she's dead, and they're dead, Jim, and all of that. That's McCoy's main job, pronouncing people dead.
I wish that episode, the pilot of TNG, where Bones shows up, was also his death, and he said, "I'm dead, Jim," and then passed away.
Basically, human Dr. Swaberg.
Swaberg, you. The voice is
That's
trying.
a lot.
Zoidberg?
Ah, yes, there it worked. You have to trick the AI sometimes. See, these are nice aliens. They're not even giving them, like, Subject 07 Alpha. They're going by name. They're friendly.
So they reused the face makeup for the Cage episode, Menagerie.
Yeah, these are totally...
These
God, I don't know what they're called.
Talosians? Talosians?
Because I had no idea.
Talos 4.
So another thing with this new text-to-speech, I can assign specific users specific voices.
I feel
So
sorry
that's
for
neat.
the mothers of these aliens.
Hypothetically, I'm not sure how to do it because it's supposed to like show me a list of users that I then assign.
Their craniums are extra large, so like the Qatarians, you probably need a C-section before you deliver such a baby. Well, to be honest, our craniums are larger than the rest of the animal kingdom also. So, woe to be our mothers.
They are
It's the
literally just
whole
walking from
reason.
soundstage to soundstage.
That's the whole reason human babies are totally worthless. Our heads are literally too big. They don't fit.
If we matured in the womb any longer, we wouldn't be able to
They
come
might
out.
just inseminate a husk.
Don't make it what? Don't make it weird. God.
I'm glad I'm not the one facing the mutes this episode. Although lately Robo's been getting the mute hammer.
The text-to-speech like this, where it's really dangerous. I can also like whitelist specific users to text-to-speech so randos don't just like start spamming nonsense.
That's
That's
clearly
not-
not Scotty, Jim. Come on. Well, to us, it's literally a
Figure it
cutout image.
Figure it
To
out,
them,
Jim.
like, come on, doesn't act like him at all.
Sorry, Summer, you're breaking up just a little bit.
He's on
Sorry,
a
it's-
fake computer.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop.
All right, just letting you know.
There has been a shortage of rando spam in the last few months. Is this really Talos 4? Thankfully.
The other thing is that
It is and isn't Talos 4. It's the same set, it's the same alien makeup. It's basically the same plot. But no, it's not Talos 4. Canonically.
also it reminds me a lot of Arminus, the guy who killed Argus, the guy who killed Tasha.
The guy who
She
has a
dies for no
communicator so ensigns can just troll him.
But it's a senseless death. So yeah, these are discount Telosians.
Wait, this is this actual slow motion? Oh my god.
Yeah.
TOS never does real slow motion. They always just record at 24
Tell us
frames
too,
per
it's
second
legally
and
distinct.
just run it at like 4 frames per second.
Yeah.
They actually recorded a higher frame rate here. Very impressive.
I think it's only double one. Shatner is just going slow, so.
Oh, the AI, hang on, the voice thing died. I tried to change a setting and it broke. I really like
Pilot
these
is-
aliens, though. I love how professional they are. They just... That's the They probably just teleported them back to the ship. It's chill. Don't worry about it. The Shatner is aggressive, adversarial. Okay, the voice thing should work again. They're being affected by space quakes?
Screwed this out.
What storm?
Solar flares.
Well, why did it just break again? God. Okay, it turns
Don't
out
worry.
this software is very fragile.
Hmm.
What
So good thing is that guests on Ryan's edits watch along will not be replaced by AI anytime soon, because we are far more entertaining than any AI.
God, if I could
Or
replace myself with AI and just run this as ChatGPT reacting to the episode, that would be fantastic.
It's trying.
Keep your shirt on, Shatner.
You know, this is actually more like the Schisms episode of TNG, when the crew's being kidnapped and being brought by interdimensional beings.
I see you managed to get your shirt off again.
You're dying for science, Shatner. Speculative
you-
science.
Abducting us.
Honestly, the woman doesn't even look too upset. She just looks amused.
She's going along with the whole thing until the end. This is supposed to be Riker hanging up like this, shirtless. Fortunately, TNG spared us. This is the table that they're on.
That table scene was so jank.
It was actually a really good scene. You guys just make fun of everything. You guys are just jaded.
never left the place either.
That's a good question, Bones. What did they do to him? I mean, they hung him up with chains. I get that part.
They twirled him around a little bit.
It seemed like they have like a mirror universe agonizer.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Let Shatner keep the injuries. Okay, so they burned his hands and arms. That's good to know. This is going to end with her dying, isn't it? Her dying to revive Kirk?
She frees him at least. She has pity on him.
Yes, cut away so we can apply the makeup. Then cut back to her burned arms.
If Kirk wasn't so good looking, the Enterprise would not have gotten out of so many situations. She's giving him like an arm massage.
Now we do the cut. There it is. There's the cut. Wow. Very fancy crossfade. TOS is getting
they've locked
fancier.
the hands in place.
I mean, yeah, it was just a still frame that they crossfaded. But it's still fancier than it used to be. Before, they would have just cut away and then cut back and she has makeup now.
Or they'd use like stop motion, like slowly over time, turning into... So she took on the wounds herself?
Yeah, that's her magic power.
Okay, the Force, which is used at...
And then she also apparently has some capacity for regeneration. Unclear to what extent.
It's like Ren in The Last Jedi. Rey.
Have they not heard of Betazoids at this point of canon?
No.
Oh, potentially, just no complete, no empathy,
Or the Green Mile.
Wait, what?
I don't know what the Green Mile is. Is that a movie? I think that's a movie, right?
It's like a...
Wait, hang on. AI lady, what is the Green Mile?
It's like a military court-martial movie where like this guy's put to death because he's black or something. But it's a military trial.
Hey
Oh
there.
man, I'm still
That's
not over the Green
Star
Mile.
Trek. However, in a spacefaring perspective, the Green Mile could be an astroturf-covered walkway on a starship.
Award-winning movie
Wouldn't that be
starring Tom
something?
Hanks.
But let's get back to warp speed and focus on the Trek universe.
Okay, she's just refusing to answer.
But you saw there were two AI giving two answers, right?
Yeah, well, yes and no. One is ChatGPT that I can ask questions, and one is just text-to-speech YouTube chat.
Oh, okay.
That was the first time I've asked the AI anything, so all the previous voices you heard, that was text-to-speech. Now I could also... I could add a bunch of different voices and it just, like, chooses a random one each message.
Yeah, that'll work better.
It's a film about a death row prison, and one guy has magic powers to suck illnesses out of people.
What?
It's a Stephen King story, I think.
Z from Cochrane and Sam Rockwell are in it.
Ah, it worked immediately.
Cool.
I chose that second voice. I picked it because it's named Ryan.
Cool.
Let me get a New Zealand in here. I want a New Zealand accent. Let's get Molly and Mitchell. And do we want a British person?
We have Soma.
Let's get Bella from British and Noah. And just for fun, I'm going to bring in Klaus, the German.
Guten Tag.
This is
I
a
hope
message.
Okay, so now it'll cycle randomly between 7 voices.
Guten Tag.
So we will sound like Klaus?
Any Yorkshire accents?
Not Carolina.
I don't know about Yorkshire. I just have a list of names. It says English, Great Britain, and then a bunch of... There's Abby and Alfie, and Bella, and Elliot, and Ethan, and Holly, and Libby, and Maisie, and Maya, Noah, Oliver, Olivia, Ryan, Sonia, and Thomas. Those are all the British voices. There's one voice in here, I don't remember what it's called. It's a literal child. It's like a 4-year-old child, and it's really weird.
That is a bit
Hello there.
questionable for an AI.
Hey, welcome, chat.
I'm not gonna put the child voice in.
This show's not for children.
Oh my god, he did treatment. Wow. He's a doctor. Did you just tranquilize him?
Yep.
That is a classic Starfleet doctor thing. They constantly tranquilize people. Who else do we want?
Are the voices assigned at random, or do they rotate?
It chooses a random one for each message. I could also set it up so whichever one it chooses the first time a specific person sends a message, that's that person's voice. It's not set up to do that right now, but I could do that. Are there any other accents we want? Because it looks like there's a million in here.
I mean, apart from Spot wanting to not choose anyone else, he is making the logical choice, because if there's any chance of anything being saved, then McCoy, being the person who's on the side, would have a higher chance of saving Spot than she would have a chance of saving McCoy.
What does she sense from him? Does she sense nothing? Does she sense peace and calm, or does she sense the intense anger and violence that boils beneath the skin of every Vulcan?
No Chekhov this episode. Maybe we need a dodgy Russian impression.
That would be interesting, actually. Oh, but Troy.
Nuclear vessels.
Yeah, you're
But you
overruled.
don't, Spock. What's the point? Let me see what Dimitri sounds like.
This is a test message.
Oh, do we want
Captain.
Dimitri? Yeah, I'll add in Dimitri.
This is a test message.
That one doesn't sound as good as
Yeah,
Dimitri.
let's have him.
Okay, I can't just sit here scrolling through the list of things the whole time. We have enough voices. We have 8 voices.
Uh-oh.
What is your
Voice-
purpose, though? You just... What do they
Strong.
want?
Stronger.
I mean, I know
Human,
they said
tell me
earlier,
how many lights
if
there
you,
are.
if you survive, you will know. But, like, come on, just... Alright. I guess it's going to be a dramatic reveal.
They're explorers like we are.
Tea like collecting people.
What accent was that? What did you just do?
That was French.
I didn't put a French in here. That's an option, but I didn't include it.
Well, obviously the British guy's from Calais.
Funko Pops in space. Pretty sure it was the Rusky?
What? Oh, I was on YouTube's top chat instead of live chat. Like, what? That message isn't even there. What's going on? I thought it just said something by itself.
McCoy is the best specimen of our species.
Is he? Dr. McCoy, it feels like Dr. Phlox would yell at him over medical ethics.
I mean, just now he hypoed Spock and Kirk against their will.
Yeah. Does Phlox ever do that? Like, I know the Doctor does. Bones definitely does. Bashir? Does he hypo anyone?
I mean, almost certainly going Bashir, at least by the end of the war.
Hey, AI lady, does Dr. Bashir ever surreptitiously hypospray someone against their will? Alright, give her a minute. Wait, why don't we drug her?
Oh, that's a loaded phaser question. Dr. Bashir always upholds the Hippocratic Oath and his Starfleet duty. He would only use a hypo spray without consent under dire circumstances, such as in a medical emergency. I admire that depth of character, much like Captain Picard's commitment to the Prime Directive.
I can't help but notice AI lady dodged the question. I feel like that's a yes.
Yeah, I feel like AI Lady, though, by mentioning the Prime Directive, she kind of opened the door to the answer.
You also opened the door
He
to the...
hypos someone when they're trying to steal Dax.
don't remember that. I remember people stealing dags. I don't remember him Does he? So Dr. Bashir is in sickbay being watched by someone. Yeah, maybe. Okay. I can buy that.
I'm trying to figure out during the Section 31 thing, did he ever hypo Sloan?
When Quark is in the infirmary.
When Quack? I know you typed Quark, but it doesn't seem like the AI quite picked up on the R. So yes, every single
New Zealand
Starfleet doctor just hypos people. You're a logician, not a doctor.
Famous Ferengi Quark.
Ferengi.
It's trying, okay?
That is the difficulty with voice recognition. Like, I had a coworker from Chicago. They say the word box like backs. And I'm like, what word are you using right now? Because that's not, there's no backs word in our language.
Sure there is. Do you not have a back?
No, she's
between the three of us, I assume we have 3 backs.
No, backs is not English.
What's
Quack,
the plural of
Ran,
back?
and NEG.
NEG?
But for example, the North Midwest United States, Minnesota, they have a very forward O.
The beast with 3 backs.
Okay. I guess backs is a word. Minnesota and those northern states, they have a lot of immigrants from Sweden and Norway, so they have vestiges of the Norwegian accent. So they say sorry way more with the forward O, like moose. That's also the Canadian accent.
I really think Dr. McCoy should just hypo her. Because the whole point of this experimentation is to see how she reacts. If she can't have a reaction, then we're good. Also, I'm not sure it's ethical to try to make her take action, because that's likely to kill her.
Yeah. But it reminds me of, there was an animal documentary where there was like a baby penguin that was like drowning, and people were like, why didn't the cinematographers, just the cameraman, why didn't he or she just rescue the baby penguin? Because it's an endangered species too. And the documentary makers are like, oh, we're not there to interfere in nature. So that's what they're doing with her. Like, oh, we can't tell her to save McCoy.
It is the prime directive.
She has to choose to save McCoy.
Eirn on the left reminds me of William Isidore.
What? What did it just say? I think that was the German.
Thought it was Russian.
It's hard to tell when it's not a real person.
Yeah.
Maybe we trim out the languages, or maybe we trim out the
I
accents.
vote Russian.
That was Russian. Very coincidentally, voting Russian was said in Russian. But yeah, maybe we trim out the accents that come from languages that are not English, because it doesn't.
Yeah, please.
It
doesn't add to the show. No.
Okay, we now have American, New Zealand, and Great Britain.
Suck a blyad.
No. No swearing in Russian.
No. Also, allegiance is kind of like this. It's a very simple set. You're surrounded by tall pillars. You bring out human aggression. You bring out human cowardice.
Oh,
look, the
also,
baby
now that
penguin.
we're off Mark Twain, emotes are unbanned again. Because the Microsoft Azure voices can read emotes, so they're good. It's really convenient for TV that humans...
Because they're literally in front of us saying, hey, we'll save your planet if you save his life.
Yeah.
It's really convenient for TV that humans tend to, like, swell up when they're injured, because that means we can just layer makeup on people.
Do they try reading them out?
Yeah.
Hand pink waving.
Yeah. It's pretty inconvenient for TV that our limbs can't retract. So if we show somebody who like had their arm cut off, we have to like
Vulcan salute.
have an extra long sleeve.
Did you know that Hayden Christensen actually got his hands and arms cut off and legs for the part?
Ugh. And you know, like in the cage too, they reveal that like the young survivor is really like hideous. She's like she's mangled and broken. Not even like hideous, just broken. So the same here too.
So
Why do we
they
have
made
to
the
have
deal.
the
Did I hear that right? That they made the deal that if she saved Bones, they would save her
Lieutenant Dan
planet?
in Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Because that's wildly unethical, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Well, she survived, so that's good.
You know, they're like scribbling notes.
Kenneth Branagh in Wild Wild West.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know who that is or what that is.
It's like, you know, there are those naturalists who study gorillas in the jungle, and they fill like
Sure,
27
Jane Goodall.
volumes. Yeah, 27 volumes of like notes of their lives. So meanwhile, the chimps are like crying their hearts out, and she's like scribbling, you know. Well, at least she looks pretty again.
What? Is she gonna like absorb the supernova?
No, they'll transport her people away if she is compassionate.
So, like Beauty and the Beast, he has to like stop being selfish, otherwise he'll be a beast forever.
Why do they care so much if her species is really compassionate, if they clearly do not value compassion themselves?
Yeah, at all.
Who are these people?
I feel like they're the same beings that like kidnap Riker and company. Because it's the same pitch black. They just don't talk in clicks anymore.
One assumes that, based on the start of the scene, that they've made it so that the only people that can hear, that she cannot hear or see them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're behind the screen. That's why we have multicolored flash special effects going on.
Now, are you saying Jim or Jem? Who are you referring to, Doctor? This is so confusing. Rude.
Acting.
also the
killer.
The interdimensional beings, they're wearing the same shiny suits in that episode. So I believe the TNG writers were like directly inspired.
He has to Shatner the hardest he's ever Shatnered.
They probably like remember the show was gonna be canceled, and then there was a massive writing campaign for even this season to happen. So,
well, I don't remember that because I'm not 80.
Well,
the show was made in the 60s, dude. I don't remember what happened.
Well, if you were around, you would have remembered.
Okay. Why? Why does it have to be? What is even?
I mean, in a way, Q's doing the same thing with Picard the whole time. All good things, Picard season 3. Season 2. It's basically, yeah, what if someone treated us like lab rats?
They took charisma as a dump stat. The monsters. Charisma or wisdom? What does compassion fall under? Because wisdom is general. Wisdom does intuition in general.
I mean, so that's the compassion and empathy part. Like, an empathic being wouldn't necessarily be compassionate, right?
Are these the experiment aliens from Enterprise?
Yes. Or TNG,
Wait,
as
from
I was saying.
Enterprise? Could you be more specific? I don't know what aliens you're referring to. Are they just like on?
Did anyone else here watch that documentary called The Center Seat? It's like an extensive look at how Star Trek got made.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like part 2. It's a 3-part thing.
I've watched basically no supplementary material to Star Trek.
You've seen
the most I've watched is
Jonathan Frakes special, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes doing the watch along of First Contact.
No, did you
a couple
see
of
like
clips from conventions?
Like, I believe it's on the TNG
When Hoshi
DVD.
and Trip die from an alien virus, and Archer almost dies helping them.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, same episode. Yep, same aliens for sure.
Did you see at the end of TNG they produced this featurette where like Riker like takes you through the ship and just talks about like the making of the show? It's a featurette, behind the scenes featurette for TNG.
But at the start of one of the gag reels, it might be season 7. It starts with Riker going like, I'm Jonathan Frakes, and welcome to the behind the scenes.
Riker, Jonathan Frakes says,
respectfully, with all due respect, no, I won't be.
Riker says the most common question he's in front of the Master Systems display in engineering, and Riker, Jonathan Frakes says, the most common question we ask is there a bathroom on the Enterprise? And he goes, yes, there is, precisely one. And he points to this like small room in the dead center of the ship, And he points to where it is.
In the future, humans have evolved past such base needs.
It's just a Brian beaming it directly into space from everyone's stuff. Or into the replicators, actually.
Into the replicators.
Yeah, where they do the captain's logs.
No. God.
The apple.
Okay, so the next episode is Ellen
Elaan of Troyius.
Troyius.
It's Elaan of Troyius. Let's say her name in the episode.
At some point, some North American saber-tooth tiger, shat in the soil that became your corn.
There's just one big toilet, and they make you all go at the same time.
So like Roman style. I looked at the Wikipedia plot summary of this to figure out what's going on, because I have no memory of this. And it said, well, I'll tell you what it said in a few seconds, because press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I feel like Wikipedia was doing a sexism, because it just said, oh, a spoiled brat of a princess comes aboard the Enterprise, and the crew has to...
That is sexist, but on the other hand, he does threaten to spank her in this episode, so
That's
the entire
weird.
the episode has sexist motifs.
Well, this
And,
was
like,
written
she's
in the
into it.
60s. Wikipedia was not.
She's like, oh, what is spanking? She's like so into it.
Oh, this is
Anyway,
gonna
let
be
me
super weird. Oh no.
I wouldn't be mad at the Wikipedia article for like dressing it up like that, because Princess likes to be spanked in this episode.
Thank God I don't live in the 60s. Sounds like that time sucked.
The same thing with the
If she
Zatar.
is a spoiled brat, then it's not necessarily sexist.
There are other descriptors.
But it probably is.
Yeah. Thanks. The Lights of Zatar thing, Scotty's in love with basically Leo Brahms, right? Like a Starfleet engineer, genius. And he tells her, you're like the sanest girl I've ever met. And she dies.
Remember how the series finale is about how women are crazy and emotional and aren't fit to be captains?
Yeah.
Oh, 60s.
Yeah, Scotty's hitting on her so hard, and it's very limited how much she's reciprocating. She's just like going along with it.
That's a heck of a costume. I don't even know what to say about this.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't spend money last episode, so they could put in good money for like the other episodes.
Is the lack of budget the reason they only have half a costume?
Look, it's a fantastic upper half of a costume, okay?
It looks like they're wearing pizzas.
No trousers allowed.
The glitter is great too.
Man, oh man, those guys drew the short straw there.
Maybe their planet's just really hot.
Dressed in the traditional Scottish
they-
way.
So they keep things breezy.
Uh-oh. She's not wearing anything either.
Yeah, this is just a planet of half-naked people. Okay. And not half-naked in the sense that they're wearing underwear. Just like literally half of
You
them
can
is
see his
closed,
butt
half of them
cheek.
is not.
Yeah, you just see the cup.
You get to
For
choose
my
which
God.
half.
Out on both knees.
Not much left of the imagination.
How come nobody ever chooses the left half? It's always the top is naked or the bottom's naked. Nobody chooses left or right.
Oh my.
That would get complicated.
You could. Like a toga is kind of half left, half right.
I would not be at all surprised to see a 60s Star Trek species that does that. Maybe the people who are black on one side and white on the other,
I
they
mean,
could do that.
The 60 Star Trek show made by HBO, definitely.
Right.
Dude, well, I mean, okay. I was gonna say, I mean, this was made by Gene Roddenberry. He would super be into it. But would the network let him? Yeah.
The network wouldn't let him know.
I mean,
Gene would be
I
into
gotta
it,
say,
though.
that pan up shot where you get a direct crotch shot for like a split second.
It's a reveal in multiple senses of the word.
Yeah. It doesn't leave much left to the imagination. I didn't realize that the first time I watched this.
Body
but-
armor? What body armor?
All that glitter has to have some bulletproof. But you know, stuff was really censored before this, and I think basically, you know, we're just having fun because you couldn't even show a kiss before, and now you can show a little skin.
Her eye makeup reminds me of Cleopatra. Like, I think that thing they do to the side is traditionally shown on depictions of Cleopatra. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, she's Egyptian.
He bossed me around to my own ship.
He just seems amused. I don't think he even cares.
Elaan.
Elaan? Ah, the Crusader Kings method. Yes, very efficient. You can't just not launch weapons at each other. There has to be a marriage involved. Oh no. Is this going to be a racism thing too?
She has an Ethiopian accent here.
And he's an aristocratic British man?
You gotta give credit for the original characters, though.
Our genocide would be very inconvenient for you, Captain Kirk. You have an infrastructure plan to carry out.
Likely.
Dang, there was a hurricane on that planet that took up like half a hemisphere. What?
Cleopatra rolled herself up in a carpet and delivered her to Caesar because she wanted his attention.
Inside a solar system, Scotty? Are you mad? Well, I'm in a hurry.
So-
Kirk, Jim, look, we can't take years to travel to another planet. Come on.
So this episode is a little bit like the TNG metamorphosis, where every man on the ship falls for that
Famke
Kamala
Jensen,
woman.
yes.
Kamala. And Picard's like, not every man. And here too, Kirk has to make a choice. Do you do what's best for the woman no man can resist, or the ship that you love so much?
Dude, she said she doesn't want it. Leave her alone.
That was a line reading.
Yeah, that was clearly
5-year mission
a...
commanded by a clock watcher.
That line reading was clearly your neck that I want to strangle. don't have to be rude to the quarters. Uhura didn't do anything to you. Maybe we should give him a gun. Or her. One of them needs a gun. We could resolve this really fast. Ooh, and look at that. That present in the foreground? That's an X. Very fancy. Kirk, are you cool with delivering this person to an arranged marriage they clearly don't want? Do you have any objections to this?
First ever Xbox.
Kirk, she's basically being sold to someone.
Yeah, this is quite high up on the list of problematic teen OS episodes.
I mean, to be fair to Kirk, he has already before done some casual slave trading, so it's not like out of his wheelhouse. Was this a thing in the 60s where you would just be married off to someone and you have to just accept it? Is that a thing? I know it's a thing in some countries. I don't think it's a thing here.
There's a decent message behind it that was just said there, but it is the most fascinating way to go about it. Especially considering later on in the season there's an even better way of doing it.
Maybe we go back to the first idea where they just agreed not to shoot each other with nuclear missiles and then no one has to get married and it's chill.
Yeah, the point of this is that Soviet Russia and America have the ability to annihilate themselves, so there needs to be something there. Though
Biden and Putin to kiss.
Yeah, that's yeah. They went in with the premise of Soviet Union and the United States ability to wipe each other out. Let's have a marriage that completely different. And also, they're comparing Russia to savages in this case. That's one of them.
Spank Putin.
No, stop. I mean, it's a little hard to be on her side on like a personal level because it does seem like she kind of sucks. But I mean, it's still, you can't just like seize someone and marry them off. It's a very strange episode.
Yes.
Sensor goes. I mean, it can't be one of the ships from their cultures because they're, well, like 21st century garbage ships. They mentioned Klingons earlier, I think. Is it a Klingon ship?
Romulans?
Yeah, it might be.
Because it's got to be either Klingons.
Romulans.
Yeah, but the trouble with Klingons and Romulans is you can't tell them apart because they use the same ship. Like, is that a Klingon warbird or a Romulan warbird? Is it Klingon? How can you tell?
Because the music tells us.
Klingons, then.
Though they used a different outro music at the end of the last episode.
D7.
Hail them, Mr. Worf. Well, is Kirk not into that? Picard would have hailed them. Oh, you didn't even try to hail them. I guess it's chill. They can hang out. Is he dead? I feel like you might have murdered him.
Yes, he's dead.
Yes, well done. Let the hate flow through you. Oh, he's only mostly dead. Yeah, no, he's fine. What are we arresting people for attempted murder now?
There's Klingons off the aft quarter, aft quarter, aft quarter, Klingons off the aft quarter, Jim.
Wow, Dr. McCoy actually saving a life.
Speaking of characters, is Chekhov in this episode either? He wasn't in last episode. Is Chekhov even in this season?
Did they award a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry?
I'm also unsure the whole tears thing. That might actually be true. Star Trek is weird like that. That might actually work. Just sign a treaty. You don't have to do the marriage.
See where the episode is going. It makes no sense to have it in this context otherwise.
Face screen smiling.
Oh, what bride hasn't done that on her wedding day?
Green chicken. That looks delicious. Also, wait, what's that thing behind her, next to Kirk's shoulder? It's either a hairdryer painted pink, or the head of a B-1 battle droid. Against her will, notably, Captain Kirk. Do you want to mention that part? What if She eliminated the problem by using her nuclear missiles. She would never have to acclimate. No, it stabs ambassadors.
And also, like, we're talking about Western table manners here as well, because Chinese and other cultures straight up just eat the food with their hands. That's the whole point.
Also, she was eating a chicken leg, which isn't. You don't use a knife.
Yeah, even
on it,
Western
really.
cultures, you use your hands for that.
Well, sorry, it wasn't a chicken. It was green. It was clearly some sort of alien creature. Maybe use a knife on it. She wouldn't have to use two hands if you gave her a normal
She's not a
bomb.
child, jeez.
I am positive the episode doesn't want us to be on her side, but I'm kind of on her side. I vote she stabs him with a knife. No, you missed. It's okay, you have another knife. Give it another
Oh,
shot.
slapping.
I'm so curious as to what the Klingon... Why do the Klingons care? Actually, no, I know why the Klingons care. Because the successful treaty between the two cultures is good for Federation infrastructure. They want to build like a galactic highway through the system or something? I don't know. Federation wants something here that they needed to be at peace.
Oh, but how shouty and slappy Kirk is getting. Do they still kiss by the end?
I mean, that's what happened on Enterprise with Trip and the... I don't know her name, the princess.
That's the dilithium crystal.
I suspect the Klingons are going to try to assassinate the princess. I mean, they're not a very sneaky people, but that's mostly TNG. That what? What did he do?
Also, why is there only one man guard in the engineering at this point?
God, he's on break. He's chilling.
Scotty's not on off shift, that's fine. But there's only one person in the engineering.
No one may enter the Dolmen's presence. I mean, yeah, fair. It's probably not a great idea to pull a gun on the captain of the ship you're on. No. Gene. Gene, stop.
Little sexist joke there.
Now, oh, is there a vent? Can she vent that specific room into space?
Yep. What?
Don't. Look, Gene's been talking to George Lucas. They're confused. They do. It's fine. Oh no, Gene, is this gonna get weird?
Yeah, this is real sexist.
Okay, I thought that it was gonna get super weird. No, Kirk, don't touch the tears. No, don't do it, you fool! They have magic powers.
Yeah.
Course, if she was a man, would he really be saying, "I'll give you a spanking later"?
Yeah, no, this episode's very sexist.
You were told.
Though I wouldn't have believed it either. I would have thought of that as just poetic license. No, Kirk. You love the ship, remember? The Enterprise? You wouldn't cheat on the Enterprise. No, Gene, stop. So it turns out, yes, no matter how much they shout and slap each other, there is still
Oh
a
my
kiss by
god,
the end.
keep it in your pants, Kirk.
Not even by the end. We're halfway through the episode. Is she?
Has this gone full Austin Powers?
She's not collaborating with the Klingons, is she? It can't be her. She's the one the Klingons want to assassinate, probably. Remember? Yes, remember. The ship is in danger. Protect the ship.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Because he doesn't know it's connected to her at the moment. If she'd have told him it's connected to her, maybe she could have. This is a bit.
At Andy T1 if guns come out of her bra in a minute. Yes.
He did not snap his neck. I saw what happened. He grabbed his face for a split second and then let him go.
Groovy baby.
You know what? I approve. I appreciate their dedication.
When someone else shot him, he shot him, the crewman shot him. I thought he pressed something to kill himself.
He did kill himself.
Oh, he did kill himself by suicide by cop, but
No. He had the phaser. He grabbed the phaser out of the security officer's hand, held it into his gut, and shot himself.
Right.
Very efficient. Though it does imply that the security officer had it on the disintegrate setting.
Yes.
Or Romulan. It's impossible to tell, Kirk. Wait, she is working with the Klingons? Why?
That's why I thought it was Elaan, because Shatner pronounced it as Elaan.
Wait, what's it actually pronounced as? I forgot. Elaine?
So I-
Elaan?
Yeah, Elaine or something like that. Elaine? Yeah, I can't think of it.
I don't think it matters. It's whatever.
Yeah.
No, Kirk, she doesn't belong to another. That's not.
That is the direct antithesis of Star Trek's ideals. Like, right at the episode, did you just forget that Starfleet exists and the Federation exists as a concept of everybody is free?
Or that ethics exists? Let's see. Elaan of Troyius was written and directed by John Meredith Lucas, the first person in Star Trek production history ever to both write and direct a filmed Star Trek episode. Okay. What else did John Meredith Lucas write? He also wrote The Changeling, which was about an Earth probe that turned evil in space. He wrote the Nazi episode. He also wrote the script for That Which Survives. I don't know what that is. Oh, never mind. I know, well, I don't remember what happens, but I mean, based on the one-line description on Memory Alpha, I think I know where the episode's going. Enterprise crew members are stranded on a ghost planet and terrorized by the image of a beautiful woman. Also, I'm betting by the end of this episode, McCoy is going to seek or like suddenly hypo Kirk to cure him of the tears curse.
Hello.
Yo. I don't know if this is the episode you want to join on. This episode is
Kirk.
This episode is wildly sexist. And now you're caught up. I know you missed the first 30 minutes, but there you go.
How is it different than any other episode?
It's more than usual.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a problematic episode.
Problematic?
They're marrying off a woman against her will to another country to solve a diplomatic thing, and Kirk is treating her like a spoiled child for not wanting to do it.
And
didn't they do that in Next Generation? Didn't they do that on Next Generation?
I don't think so. They did it earlier in TNG.
With the metamorph. The metamorph.
No, but she was
If
into
it doesn't wear off after 4 hours, seek medical advice. So this one is a cross between the perfect mate in TNG and the disease in Voyager.
Well,
yeah,
because I find text chat really hard to keep up with, it now just text-to-speech is everything. That's what that is, Robo. That's the text chat.
Oh dear.
Chat has a voice now.
This is so much easier for me to respond to and understand what's happening. So much easier. It's really dangerous, but it's so much easier for me.
Oh man, the internet is full of trolls.
I'm just going to trust that YouTube's automatic filtering is going to cover it.
It's very funny.
But yeah, in The Perfect Mate in TNG, it was similar, but Kamala was totally okay with it. She was into it. This woman is not.
No, she accepted that is her role because that's what she was conditioned for, but she wasn't really into it. She was raised from birth for that, and so she knew nothing else. So she was Yeah, exactly. So that's not the same.
This woman is actively against it and fighting to be freed. And Kirk is threatening to spank her. That's not a joke.
Hey, don't kink shame. He spanked her?
He threatened to.
That was quite the turn from the...
Oh, it's one of those. They put a bomb in the warp drive. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
if Kamala was completely into it, she couldn't have fallen for Picard, but she did.
Oh, AI agrees. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's
Kirk
chat.
did more
Sorry.
than spank her in the end.
Kirk did more than spank her?
Yeah, she used...
Did he also pull her hair?
No, hang on. Don't stop. It's hard to say don't make it weird because this episode is making it weird. So
Ryan's have a short circuit here.
Her species has a magic power where their tears work as a love potion, as Dr. McCoy said. And so now Kirk was like obsessed with her. And
because she was crying
Kamala
on
was
his
meant to
shoulder or
fall in love
something?
with the first person she saw, though?
yeah, she like pretended to be super upset and did a fake cry, I think it was. And he wiped away a tear, and now he's manipulated.
The woman from Perfect Mate very clearly said she chose the person she liked, who she was when she was around them, because she changed into a different person depending on who she was near.
It was some weird biological
she liked
thing.
who she was.
Just automatically turned into the man she was with. She's an emotional changeling, is what she is.
Yeah, but she liked who she was when she was around Picard. So
Yeah.
what really sucks is that she ended up with that dollar store Harkonnen.
And a mutant.
TNG
right?
is
the
also...
guy they married her to looked like a dollar store Harkonnen.
Well, don't make fun of his looks. That's just mean.
It's true. It's true.
TNG is less often deeply problematic than TOS.
Less often. All right.
TNG is only
especially when you get out of the
occasionally
first
really
two
sketchy.
seasons.
If you
First two
ignore the
seasons
first
were
season.
extra sketch.
Smiling
First two
face with
seasons
open
were
mouth
there.
and tightly closed eyes. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I know. Okay.
It shouldn't read
new emote rule.
emojis.
New emote rule, just one emote at a time.
Alright, so the first two seasons
CC,
of Next
that's
Gen,
why
as
this
we
is
all
funny.
know.
Season 1 was awful for it getting weird.
The captain's duty to spank the guest.
Oh. Can we go back to Deep Space Nine? Not the Mirror
Yeah, I
Universe
would
episodes?
love to go back to Deep Space Nine.
You know, we got some amazing acting from the woman in the last episode. I think we get some great. They bring it as actors.
Oh my god, they remembered Starfleet exists.
And you know, I recently posted something how Jonathan Frakes was saying that he wishes the banter between Kirk and Data, Picard, Riker, and Data was as good as Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Riker.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
I don't think Riker was ever as an interesting character as Data.
Well, Riker was just there to
I
be
don't know.
backup Kirk in case
Maybe.
the diplomatic bald Frenchman didn't work out.
Right. The best storyline for Riker was the backstory with his father and
Angel One.
those
Angel
episodes. Angel One.
The ultimate evolution of the martial arts he practiced with his father.
Yeah. And Bujitsu.
That was a good. I like the Thaddeus thing too. He had family in the Civil War.
Who's this dude? But it's not Korkang or Koloth. There are only 3 Klingon captains.
So, Robo, did you get a Taco Bell today?
Oh no, not yet. Actually, I was gonna get Popeye's chicken because they have a promotion ending today. That's buy 1 6-piece chicken wings and get 1 for $1. That's ending today, so.
They're the
Popeye's chicken is
What's their
nutritional equivalent to
tagline?
crack.
Are they
Louisiana
the
something? I don't
finger-licking
know.
good one, or is that KFC?
No, that's KFC. Popeyes is Louisiana something. Famous Louisiana kitchen. I don't know. Anyway, they're incredibly unhealthy, but they're incredibly delicious. So you know.
Okay, apparently they
I'm
made a
trading
new slogan
minutes
recently,
of my life.
which is, "We don't make sense, we make chicken."
Oh dear.
Did she change her outfit
That's
again?
accurate.
But it's
It did
also
change outfit,
dumb.
If you've ever been into a Popeye's chicken, it's accurate.
I have not actually. We don't have any around here.
That's probably a good thing. There's a hilarious video.
This is
from a
actually very
comedy
interesting,
sketch.
showing the Star Trek combat, where Impulse is actually really ineffective in Star Trek combat. There was an issue a few years ago about combat at Warp. TOS, that was the only place we did combat.
And this whole
Well, she's a
discrepancy-
girl in Star Trek. Half of her character is changing outfits at Scoopy Dog Dog.
The whole thing about starships needing to fight at warp is why conversations about who would win in a fight, a Star Wars ship or a Star Trek ship, it's like the Star Wars ship couldn't hit them. The Star Wars ship is manually aimed. How are you going to hit something at warp? They fire like point blank range.
The other half being falling for Kirk.
The
It
diamonds.
just looks like quartz. They look pretty common, actually. They're interested in this. Oh, it's dilithium. Oh.
Wouldn't that be incredibly dangerous to hold and have on your neck
No,
then?
dilithium doesn't have any energy, it just channels energy. It's a moderator, it's not a power source. Okay, so
but I
yeah,
think
they
in
just
other
have a
episodes-
dilithium planet.
Probably one of the most expensive episodes of Season 3. New Klingon ship model and all those dresses.
Well, the dresses I'm sure they already had. But it is a nice ship.
What?
And new weapons.
Oh, this? Well.
Well, you can't close the channel on them. How are they going to surrender? Surrender? How are they going to surrender if you hung up on them?
Yeah, it's a spaceship again.
There are no terms. They're Klingons.
You've just got to give us a minute to put it in a box for you.
Surrender?
Ha!
You can just say you surrender.
At this point, we don't know if Kirk is doing what's best for the ship or what's best for his chances of getting the princess.
I mean, he's delaying so that they can get the dilithium set up.
I'm not sure why they didn't arm the photo torpedoes initially. I'm not sure whether they're connected to the warp core or not.
All tubes. All two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both tubes. That
The remaster has a very low poly version of it.
It's almost like they wanted the CG to be as bad as the special effects were. They needed to make it look. They needed to do it in CG, but they needed to make it look like 1960s special effects. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can't just put the USS Discovery in TOS. That's not going to work.
No, it needed to look like.
It has to be
old school
convincingly
special
old.
Effects.
Cheapest remaster possible.
I mean, I've seen better D7s in games, you know? Oh, that sound effect was added for sure.
Can't make everyone happy. Now if it was redone today.
When
If
was
it was
this
redone
remaster
today,
done?
I don't know what else they could really do other than what's already on screen, because you can't make it look like a modern Star Trek show. It'll just look weird when you cut back to the actual set.
You make it look like miniatures.
It's very interesting if they
Remastered done in 2007.
Yeah. I didn't use them before.
Oh, it was done in 2007, really?
Yes.
Is she gonna use her tears to make him murder that ship?
40th anniversary.
40th anniversary. Well, they can do the 50th anniversary.
Well, we're already a bit past that. Turns out we're old.
Oh, you're right. 60th anniversary.
Yeah, right now TOS is 56 years old, so we're going to have to get on that.
On the way to 60th.
She already gave him the tear Viagra. It doesn't wear off.
Oh, dear. It's permanent, so he's always gonna be in love with her?
Well, it's permanent in a Star Trek sense, which means the next about 40 seconds.
So, there is no actual message about the Cold War whatsoever in this episode.
The message
other than the
is
setup
women
that
should
it
know
is.
their place and do what they're told. That was the message of this episode.
How you like the reason how Kirk gets rid of the feeling thing?
Yeoman Rand, report to my quarters immediately.
No, stop it. Yeoman Rand isn't even in the show anymore.
Yeoman Rand? Where is she now?
Why did they cut Yeoman Rand out? She was only season 1.
You're my captain. I'd never report you.
God, that was... the 60s. What is the point of that era? Yeah, so it's what I said before. He would never cheat on the Enterprise.
He would never cheat on the Enterprise. He would never cheat on Spock. Too old.
So after having a bad relationship with his girlfriend, Kurt completely devoted himself to the Enterprise. That sounds very healthy.
Yeoman Rand is the one that Charlie X grabbed her butt, right? Or slapped her butt.
Yeoman Rand is the one that a lot of people assaulted, yes.
Assaulted?
That happened a lot.
Big yikes.
So next episode and last episode for the day is Whom Gods Destroy. Which is a reference to something?
Proto-Troy.
I think it's a reference to a Shakespeare thing, the title. But more importantly, the title is then referenced in Oblivion, the best
Horror
game,
character called Crichton.
for the quest Whom Gods Annoy. It's a good quest. Isama, have you been playing Oblivion recently?
Why had I been playing Oblivion recently?
Well, you've been doing RPGs.
Yes, Baldur's Gate 3.
It's playing 5, 4, 3.
Last time we saw
2,
her was in Conscience
1,
of the King.
Play.
Fired due to possibly covering of an incident regarding a show person.
Oh, so she was fired because they were trying to cover up some person on the staff doing something inappropriate.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
But Yeoman Rand comes back for the movies.
Yeah. There's a medicine that eliminates all mental illness for all time. All right. I'll take 10.
So, Screen Rand says only a few days before her firing, Whitney, who plays Yeoman Rand, was sexually assaulted by a studio executive on the Star Trek set. She discussed the incident in her autobiography years later, and although she didn't mention them by name, stated that she had a hard time believing the
it's
assault
probably
wasn't
called
in
Popeye's
some way
chicken.
related to her exit from Star Trek.
Do we know who it was? This guy, of course, this guy has found the cure to mental illness. He's way too happy for living on this outpost by himself for so long. He must have cured himself of all sorts of things.
Now, do we think this is going to be our second problematic episode of the week?
I mean...
What's with this,
Star Trek and
his
mistreating
hand?
female cast members. Name a more iconic duo. Are the very pretty Yvonne Craig coming up?
I would rather have this episode be problematic in its handling of mental illness than be sexist again, because at least that would change things up. It's sexist all the time. We can get different forms of problematic episodes.
Oh yeah, no, I remember this episode now.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So was he always a shapeshifter, or was this a space radiation thing?
Oh, is this when they switched bodies?
Yes, Darth is the governor right now, and the governor is Elaan.
He hovering?
Has some device that lets him change shape.
He is hovering. Why is he hovering? That's supposed to be a Tellarite? I think that's a Tellarite.
Yeah.
What a handsome
So that's an
race.
Orion slave gal.
Not all Orions are slaves. And they're not all pirates.
Yet.
Speaking of not all Orions being pirates, when do we next get Lower Decks? It's been so long.
I just finished the latest season.
And it's really good.
Frustrating. It's frustrating.
Frustrating how long it's been since we've had an episode, because it's so good. Right?
Yep, you got it, Ryan.
Prodigy season 2 is also coming this year.
The Badgie ascending to godhood thing was really weird. I will admit that.
Is when it ascends, that shape, the bird shape around it, is that supposed to be like the great bird of the galaxy?
What do you think
And
about
then-
that These Old Scientists crossover episode?
Well, for the bird thing, probably. It's the same effect they used for when the guy ascends in season 1.
Right. And then the koala, what's the deal with that? That's always a koala?
Yeah.
Is that supposed
Why
to
is
be
he
God?
smiling? What does he know? Though those old scientists, Robo, have you seen those old scientists?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is
It
one
was
where it's
decent
revealed that
enough.
Those old scientists is one of the best episodes in all of Star Trek. It's great.
Yes.
It's fan service on steroids. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it is.
It's the right kind of fan service. There's the kind of fan service where they just like say a bunch of random names from the previous shows. It's like whatever.
Are they implying that all
those old
fans are
scientists,
as
I felt-
I
cringe?
really enjoyed it.
Those old scientists, I felt really well integrated, the references. I thought they were very well done.
Okay.
Amen, I need to watch that.
Have you not watched it? Go watch those old scientists. It's so good.
Just like season 3 of Picard, fan service.
Yeah, season 3 Picard was the kind of fan service I'm not super into. It was also all fan service. Not if they're taking orders from Captain Kirk, because he's a shapeshifter. Jim, didn't you? I think you should have picked that up. There you go.
Yep.
I'm thinking, isn't the crew gonna think it's weird when he comes back with a Orion slave
No.
girl? I
No,
guess
they
not. No, unfortunately they won't.
Would be most illogical.
Not weird for Kirk.
How could he have possibly built the most powerful explosive in the universe? He lives in a penal colony. What do they have here?
Just another weekend.
Picking up girls is just a standard Tuesday for Kirk.
don't know how I feel about the Tellarites. He does just look like a dude painted pink. A little odd.
Good choice. Good.
Oh good, Shatner gets to Shatner.
This is the only time... Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that... Bullshit. This is the only time they've ever had that sort of confirmation. Well, no, second time. Because they did have the condition green thing before. Yeah, very
That was a good transition, though.
Season 3, they're getting better at it.
His coat formed around him without it being fully around him.
Yeah, this is probably fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, they're actually... A Starfleet officer is actually going to try to do something to resolve a situation? Oh my god. He's actually sending a security team. They never do that. We could just leave. What if we just left? We don't need Captain Kirk. We don't need Spock. They don't have a ship on the surface. We're good.
Good old Scotty.
Ooh, I like his swagger. Very fancy. Haven't even offered him a drink. Oh, another thing. So, Robo, there's one thing you missed. The chat having a voice now, that was Mark Twain. Everyone was just Mark Twain. But it was kind of glitchy. It kept like wildly varying the volume, so it didn't really work. So I switched to a Microsoft Azure voice service. More consistent. I do miss Mark Twain, though. I wonder if Mark Twain's still alive. Let me look up who it is. Let's see, Jerry Hardin. He is still alive. He's 94, but he's alive.
Who's that? This guy?
No, Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Oh.
What? I appreciate that this episode is making it really weird in different ways, though. Okay, it's also kind of making it weird in the same ways, but also different ways. The only woman on this planet? Yeah.
Is also the ugliest woman on the planet. This is every girl on Tinder. I'm the most beautiful, smartest girl on the planet.
Sounds like you might be projecting a bit.
Projecting?
Is that what you write about yourself on Tinder?
No. Tinder is pretty much dead. It's mostly just dead profiles and bots and scammers and OnlyFans people.
Ooh, I know this one. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Reference to Shake the Darling months. Wait. I can't speak. I suck at English. To be fair, it's a bad language. No. She just wrote it. Gray minds think alike. Sometimes too hot does the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. See, I just wrote that. And every fair from fair sometime declines. By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. I do like how the sonnet, like a lot of Shakespeare's sonnet, I've talked about this before, the sonnet's only kind of about complimenting the woman. It's mostly about complimenting himself.
So all these people are totally
fair
nuts, right?
Fair. Yeah, sometime declines.
Sorry,
By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of thy
Hope there isn't a rancid pit below the floor.
Blah, blah, blah. So long as men can breathe... what does it go? So long as men can breathe, their eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So Shakespeare, in that sonnet, is saying, yeah, you're pretty right now, but you'll stop being pretty eventually. But because my writing is so good, people will remember how pretty you used to be.
Well coordinated. That's not... It didn't have any other implications.
The main implication I'm getting from this is that they're reusing the same choreographer, because I think this is the same dance they have all the aliens use. They're really filling for time, though.
Yeah, there's not much of a premise in this episode.
They had an interesting idea, but couldn't make it fill up 50 minutes. One of the things about modern Star Trek that is kind of nice, even though it's simultaneously a little unfortunate, is that we can get shorter episodes. If someone has a really good idea, they don't need to stretch it to 50 minutes and put in a bunch of filler.
Yeah.
Oh, it reminds me a little bit of the Star Wars Holiday Special, actually. Because the Star Wars Holiday Special, if you watch it, has like 5 to 10 minutes of actual plot. And then the other hour and a half is just random filler scenes of like people dancing or singing. There's a cooking show. It's like a mini version of that. Well, Spock, the people on Anta's forehead are coming.
Whip, stir, whip, whip, stir, whip.
what he needed to do. Starfleet officers won't directly genocide a planet except that one time, but they will practice inaction. They will refuse to save a planet. You need to make it look like an accident.
He says that the Federation thinks that they have much of a choice in the matter. The ships only go so far. Axanar.
Axanar. Wasn't that a fan project?
Yeah. So, Garth here, he was involved in a time travel mission where he took the place of a 21st century lawyer. And he won victory against the fan project.
He won victory against the fan project?
Yeah. He time traveled back to stop it. But wasn't there something weird or sketchy with Axanar? I didn't keep up.
Wasn't some actual cast members involved, and then Paramount said like you can't have worked for us and work on fan projects, something like that. I don't know, something stupid. Doesn't matter because it's not like they're gonna hire those people again anyway.
R.I.P. Gary Graham.
Yeah, Gary Graham.
Oh yeah, Gary Graham passed away.
He's one of my favorite Vulcans.
Didn't he also do the theme song for the Shuttle Pod show? And then he had like a band. Anyway.
Just a matter of fact. Yeah, sure. I'll take you or whatever you want at the moment.
Yes, Garth. Okay, Garth is my new favorite character.
They spent fan donations on a studio instead of production, from what I remember, and yes, he did the theme song.
They spent the money on a studio instead of production? I'm confused.
So,
A
I don't
studio.
remember all the details. So what I remember is the people who were working on the fan project, the prequel bit was pretty good, but then yeah, they did something really sketchy later on instead of actually doing the actual project. And apparently spent fan donations on their own private studio.
Oh, so chances are that a lot of these types of projects end up that way because people get...
I kind of remember. Yeah, so the rules about Star Trek fan projects are you're allowed to crowdfund, but you're not allowed to make a profit on it. You're not allowed to spend the money you raise on anything other than the project itself. And they raised a bunch of money, and then, I mean, they spent it on themselves. And that, yeah, they weren't happy with that.
When does that Voyager thing come out? Speaking of donations for stuff.
The Voyager documentary. I have been very unimpressed. It was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. And they keep sending out emails. Well, I can say keep. They send out an email like once every 6 months that says, no, we're totally in the final post-production stage at this point, guys, honest. They said they wrapped filming like a year and a half ago. Oh, also, is this the lobotomy machine? Forgot about the lobotomy machine. They would have it here, wouldn't they?
I really like the DS9 thing. I saw it in a cinema the first time.
I saw it in a theater as well. I got a poster from it. I got a couple, I think. The lady I sat next to told me that her friend met the actor who played Rom at a convention and got married to him.
Max.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's cool.
Pretty sure Wayne talked about it on Shuttle Pod. They were filming during COVID, which slowed everything down.
And then there was some scene that made a joke about Ferengi, and I laughed, and she glared at me, and I was like, I'm sorry, it was funny. It was, what do you want?
Horsey to G7. Wait, I need to check. AI lady, queen to queen's level 3.
Queen to queen levels 3.
Alright, let's see if it figures it out.
You feel an Axar. This is the hero of Axar. He won the battle. But no one's seen Axanar.
You're referencing
Paragon
the
ship
conversation between Seven
Fish
of
to
Nine
Castle
and
9.
the Borg Queen from the Voyager episode Dark Frontier. Intriguing mind games, akin to the chess match between Spock and Kirk in the original series. It's fascinating to see Star Trek's exploration of collective versus individual identity. Beam me up some more of that.
Alright, whatever you say.
They said they were working on the repetitiveness of the laziness of the AI, so I think they've done a good job of that. Oh, look, Kirk said. We don't see too much of this. I think the Romulans have some incarnation of it later. When they want Deanna Troi or Geordi mind wiped. And of course Star Wars has it.
What Garth needs is a Vulcan to pry the information out of Kirk's mind.
I like how Kirk admires Garth, you know, like he studied him at the academy. I also like the beginning of the episode in that the idea is that you have a pill to cure all mental illness. And they show at the end of the episode, he's like perfectly fine and like normal, mellow, without a lobotomy. That's pretty cool.
Do it. Kill them all. Was Kirk actually lobotomized now, or is he fine?
He's just hurt. It doesn't actually cause brain damage, it causes emotional damage.
So this is what this show becomes kind of famous for. The Green Women. She's like the most famous of the Orions, right? So she gets the most screen time too. And it's too bad, but
Horsey to Bish 3. Prawn takes Horsey.
also the Queen level 2. That's the 3-dimensional chess. That's not a standard chess notation.
Yeah.
Queen to Horsey level 2.
Yeah, that's the more proper annotation.
CITPLD you earlier. All we do over here is swap Red Dwarf quotes.
I would never recognize them though. I've never seen Red Dwarf. I don't. I don't even know what the poster looks like. Like, if you showed me a thumbnail, I would have no idea what it was.
They did a pretty good job of making her beautiful despite the alien makeup.
By alien makeup, you mean green body paint? Yes.
She's also
it helps
like,
if you're attractive to begin with. Then you're just an attractive woman painted green.
yeah, her wig is a little bit crazy.
That's a pretty typical 60s hairdo.
I just noticed it from the back. Yeah, she is very gorgeous.
Yep, that's definitely a woman from Tinder. Every woman I've ever met from Tinder.
I'm gonna need you to quit going Rick Berman on me.
It's not Rick Berman. It's my personal experience.
You're not going to get too much quality if you swipe left or swipe right.
What?
It's the nature of the medium.
What?
So this is not on the ship.
But it is, though, because this is...
This is clearly the ship's...
they swapped out the floor.
Yeah, they swapped out the floor, but this is not the ship's...
Is this the ship set? I don't know.
No, it's not the ship's set. It's another set.
They might have rearranged some things.
Oh, fake Spock.
It's the third
is
season.
That Garth is Spock?
They were gonna get canceled. This guy who plays Garth brings a great performance. So, TV kind of comes from theater, so that's why even William Shatner has a lot of theater experience. So Garth brings that whole theater thing well before Patrick Stewart. It's hard to translate. But I remember learning in film class, one of the things was in the beginning you didn't think about moving the camera at all, because when you're watching a theater, you're just sitting still and you have one vantage view. You don't change the camera too much. And now you wear the camera on your body and you run with it, and the Steadicam stabilizes all the motion.
Oh, both of them think they're the imposter.
Star Trek 6 has this kind of scene where it's a chameleon. This guy makes a great villain, but of course, he's a hero.
Kirk, you always have to make sure your phaser's fully charged before you leave your house.
Quick, wind it up!
Kirk, you're right next to it. You could totally take the phaser from this distance.
Spock is SUS.
Spock is sus.
The resolution is kind of like Solomon's baby. It's obviously the real mother would never hurt the child. So obviously the real Captain Kirk would never hurt the Enterprise.
LOL.
I vote Scotty beams down the security team and stuns everybody in this asylum.
Yeah, that's a much
He's
better.
re-enabled the force field.
Oh. I vote Kirk gives the countersign and Scotty beams down a security team and stuns everybody.
But he's very Joker-esque in that he's the inmate that takes over the asylum. Axanar, I really wish Paramount let us make that movie. Just ignore copyright law. Let that person make their own studio with fan money.
The real tragedy is Jurassic Park operations. So there's a guy building a replica of Jurassic Park to incredible detail on it was PlayStation 5. And not like a horror game, not like a game that follows the events of the movie, but it's just a simulator of what the park would be if everything went right. So you could go on like the river ride, and you could go do stuff in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And they came down on him and shut it down. And he said, "You know what? I'm still going to release it exactly the way it is." And then he's going to strip out all the references to Jurassic Park and
the
then
signage.
re-release it. Yeah. And it's like, all right, I guess. Just inject it back in with a mod.
Yeah, that's the trick. You release a legally distinct framework and make it moddable.
Right. Or the thing is, you don't have a blog that shows your progress and how incredibly good it is for years before release, and just release it secretly, and then it's out there on the web, and the web is forever. So there you go.
Though there are also already games that do that same thing. I'm not sure what the point is.
What do you mean?
You can already have a moddable dinosaur park game. They're already out there.
I feel like you should be able to do what you like if you're not making money or taking away anything from anyone.
Yeah, they're very protective of their copyright just because they don't come out with anything new, and they just need to keep milking what's old. So
I think it's annoying that I get 250,000 views per month and I make $0 off this channel.
Yeah.
You get 250,000 views per month?
Yeah.
He's
or at least I did last month. I don't look at it.
His videos are comedy gold, Robo. But the thing is, though, don't worry, guys. AI has already broken copyright like several times over, so it's not gonna matter soon, because once you like generate the video for Axanar, you don't have to worry about.
I guess there was gonna be content of the events of the movie. Anyway, there I linked you the devlog, Ryan, and you can see that it's way above and beyond anything that they've actually like produced. I guess legitimately. In the cease and desist that he got, they said that they need to control the manner in which the fans see the dinosaurs on the island. For instance, they didn't want a dinosaur speaking to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, you mean like you did in Jurassic Park 3?"
So Garth is not delusional here. He's just putting a crown on his head and calling himself master of the universe.
Yes, people with crowns on their heads are always perfectly sane and stable and excellent people. Right, Soma?
He's a very stable genius. Very stable genius, if you remember.
But,
the tyrant Lord Garth.
You know, something I learned recently?
Why are his boots 2 different colors? Sorry.
Because it represents the split in his personality.
He's Ron DeSantis.
Who's Rhonda?
I like we get to see a Telluride in this episode as a goon.
And an Andorian.
Yeah.
What happened to Andorians in TNG? We see like 2 and they're both super jank. What happened?
I think it's like we don't see the Orions at all. So it's just like that ugly side of the galaxy we don't talk about. Like, yeah, maybe people are being trafficked by the hordes, but they leave us alone.
Why have they brought him to the
But Kirk will never ever give up the Enterprise. He's not. Oh, I think what was it, the Finney episode? They say there's a psych evaluation for Starfleet captains. If they hesitate for even a second, they're not allowed to command a starship.
So Starfleet only recruits people who are reckless and impulsive.
Wait. Dropping that flask will vaporize the planet?
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, he's built the most powerful explosive in the universe.
I think the idea is it would spread the toxin.
I mean,
you said vaporize the planet.
So
you've seen Oppenheimer, but have you seen Lord Garth?
No, not the Orion. Beautiful lady.
They've shoved her out into the exterior set. Do it. Do it, you coward.
He's gonna kill her?
Yes.
Rick?
You got those cool spacesuits.
Come on, I want to see the CG. Have you seen those videos? They're like, oh, we made this children's movie R-rated.
The guys were wearing the suits from the Tholian web.
Oh wow, we actually did it. Yeah, we could do so much more with this. We could have like blood splatter on the window. We could have bits of debris go everywhere. It'd be great.
Giblets?
Giblets. Yeah, human debris.
Giblets. Well, that wasn't a human. That was an Orion. Orion debris.
No, it was a human painted green.
In context, it's an Orion.
EU.
They didn't actually blow up a human.
Yes, don't be a coward. If you're not willing to detonate a person to make your show more dramatic, don't even bother making the show. What if, okay, I have a proposal. What if really old people who are terminally ill, they're about to die, what if we can use them for TV shows to explode and have realistic giblets, and then their families get like a bunch of money? Can we detonate corpses? I mean, I know we already
That sounds
do
like
detonate
it would
corpses.
exploit the lower class.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
We detonate people who are donated their bodies to science.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page about this.
I mean, already, like, there's a whole organ trafficking trade worldwide, so I'm pretty sure poor people are being exploited.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting anything new. We've already done this. There was that grandmother who donated her body to science and got exploded by the military.
Yep.
Now we would just be doing it for, I was going to say
People don't know what
profit,
that
but
means, donating their body to science when they sign up for that.
donating your body to whatever they feel like doing with it.
Right.
Usually it would be a dissection or something.
Someone donated his skull to play Yorick in Hamlet.
A modest proposal, Ryan's edits.
Yeah,
Oh
just
dear,
what if
a
we
modest
tried
proposal.
eating the poor?
No. The poor eat the rich.
Yes.
If you hit, say, $100 million net worth, you get a nice medal that says you won at life, and then they eat you.
We're evolved not to like human meat, so
How do you know? Have
I
you
think
tried
you're
it?
wrong about that. I think you're 100% wrong about that.
Like most of us have an aversion.
By all accounts, well, I mean, you don't. If you were eating it, you didn't know what it was. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't have some type of physiological reaction to eating it. Okay, you may rationally stop yourself from eating human meat, but if you didn't know, from all accounts I've read, it tastes like pork.
Though,
Quick,
to be
have
fair,
Kirk
pork
played
is
the
one of the
guitar?
lesser meats.
Well, it depends what kind of pork.
Now, if we tasted like a cow, then we could talk.
If we tasted like a ribeye,
How did they season the human?
I don't know. Ask Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, yeah. Another problem with a very obvious solution. Stun both of them. One of them is Garth.
Well, Spock figures out that one of them are expending energy. But state-of-the-art technology to be able to do the split screen.
Okay, I want to take
Except-
bets. Is Garth the one who's William Shatner, or the stunt double? Which one of these do you think is Garth?
The one that doesn't know the answer to Queen's level 3.
I think it's the one on the right, the one who said the Cochrane deceleration. I think that's Garth. I think they're playing off the Garth was the best student at the academy bit.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, why are you even Spock? Just stun both of them. This isn't a problem.
So that means a tricorder. One of them should be warmer than the other.
I think I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scooby Scooby Dodo Kohan.
They got a pretty good stunt double.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty well done.
It's Shatner's brother.
And the edition is really good, so they can constantly change in between it. You can't actually tell where they're cutting and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like even the same shot, it changes who is Kirk.
Yeah.
Or who is
Well,
Shatner.
that might have done that. They might have done that in the remaster. To be fair,
possibly.
But where the hairstylist was the same.
Okay, now shoot the other one.
The one that said shoot us both, clearly.
It's whoever loves the
Cut
baby.
the baby in half.
They can give him this.
Oh, Dr. McCoy's doing more doctor stuff. Very well. Very well done.
So this makes him not crazy?
Yeah. They cured mental illness. They did it.
Well, it is
that would be
physical
awesome right
mental
now.
illness, not actually the mental stuff. It's talked about damage to the brain itself.
No, but this beginning of the episode is they're bringing the medicine to this planet so they could permanently, like, this is the 5 left people who are criminally insane, and now they're here to deliver the final blow to the battle against mental illness. Come to find out that Garth is taking over. And there's nothing wrong with the man. He's not depressed. He's not megalomaniacal.
What about the green woman?
Not megalomaniacal.
Can they cure her?
She was cured. She just went along with that charismatic guy.
Can they reassemble her?
They have the technology.
They do. A transporter should be able to do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the woman.
They should be. I mean, considering the technological marvel that the transporter is, it should be able to scan that entire area where her debris is scattered, find every single molecule, and beam it up and put it back into their last transporter pattern and spit out, and she'd have no memory of being blown up.
I'm okay. You're okay.
Wait, hang on. I think Spock is about to roast Captain Kirk. This has got to be a roast scene. It's a little bit of a roast. Ooh, it's a double roast.
Oh. Because also, Kirk fought better than expected against Garth. So never underestimate our
Plot armor.
Tiberius.
Never underestimate plot armor.
The Tiberius.
James Riberius Kirk.
The Tiberius.
All right. So that's this stream. It's over now. What are?
No.
So next week, nothing. The week after that, let that be your last battlefield, which is the people. They're black on one side and white on the other. The Mark of Gideon, which I have no idea. That which survives, no idea. I remember the one where they're black on the white side and white on the other.
Yes, that's a good one.
The Mark of Gideon says Kirk is held captive on an empty duplicate of the USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't jog my memory, but sounds interesting enough.
Oh.
Now which survives? Enterprise crew members are stranded on a ghost planet and terrorized by the image of a beautiful woman. Okay, fine.
Wow.
Well, the first 2 episodes sound interesting. Yeah, that'll be the 11th. And I think I want to keep the text-to-speech on. I think that was good.
So we have like 4 more episodes left for TNG, TOS?
The higher the fewer, the weak shall perish, etc.
Yes.
I never did find a good way to outro this show. We have 10 more TOS episodes. 10.
Okay, 4.
And then we have 6 movies. And then we have the animated series, which I'll probably change the format because they're only like 15 minutes long. So we'll probably do like 6. Like a SpongeBob episode. It's really short. And then we'll get into Discovery. And by the time we get to the end of season 4, season 5 should be done.
You've watched animated series? Right?
No.
Okay, so you should do that. You should do that on your own, right? Before you.
Yes, I will be watching it at some point before we finish the last TOS movie.
Yeah. Good reminder for the chat too. Live long and prosper.
The Garth. No, get out of here. The stream's over. We're done.
No. Hello.
Away! Away!
What? What is that? Oh.
That's what Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay. Now
that's
the stream's
Elaan.
over. I'm pressing the end.